Okay, so very first, what we are going to see, we are going to see the operating system. So basically, operating system, what it does. Okay, very first chapter we are going to see in the operating system, that is overview of the operating system. This chapter consists the weightage of 10 marks as per the MSBT syllabus. So basically, we know that the definition of the operating system, it is that it is a interface between the user and the hardware. Okay, that is machine. So in this chapter, what we are actually going to see, so the content outline, it is given on the screen, that are uh, what the operating system do, then computer system organization, then computer system architecture, then operating system structure, so then operating system operations, then process management, memory management, storage management, protection, security, kernel data structure, computing environment, and open source operating system. Okay, so these are the different contents that we are going to see in the today's session. Okay, so the objective of this lecture is that to describe the basic organization of the computer system, that is the operating system, to provide the major components of the operating system, then to give an overview of the many types of computing environment, then to how to explore the several open operating system. Okay, how to explore the several open operating system. So these contents we have to see in the today's lecture. So basically, what is operating system? Okay, so operating system, it is a simple definition, it is that it is an interface between the computer and the hardware, computer and the user. Okay, so basically, operating system goals are nothing but to execute the user programs and makes the solving user problems. Then operating system makes the computer system convenient to use. Okay, so it makes the computer system convenient to use, then use the computer system hardware in an efficient manner. Okay, so these are the different contents. Then computer system structures. Okay, so basically these slides represents the computer system structure. So let us we will see what is exactly the computer system. So computer system can be divided into the four components, that are hardware, then operating system, then application program, and users. Okay, these are the four computer system structures. So hardware, it provides the basic computing resources. Okay, in that hardware there are different computing resources such as CPU, memory, then IO devices. Okay, then operating system. So operating system, it controls and coordinates the use of the hardware among the various applications and the users. Okay, next one, it is the application program. Okay, define the ways. Okay, application program, it defines the ways in which the system resources are used to solve the computing problems of the users. So it contains the word processor, compilers, web browsers, database system, and video games. Next one, it is the users. Okay, so users are nothing but what? People, then machines, then other computers. Okay, so people, machines, and the other computers, all these are what? The users of the computer system. So here there are the four components of the computer system, which are user 1, user 2, user 3, and user up to n limited number of the users. Okay, so below to that users, there are different program different hardware structure, it is given, that are nothing but the compiler, then assembler, text editor, database system, etc. So system and application programs is consist. Okay, so application, assembler, text editor, and database system, it consists what? These are the different parts. Okay, then below to that there is a operating system. Okay, so operating system and the computer hardware, it consists. Okay, so what the operating system do? Okay, so basically it depends on the point of view. So users wants the convenience, user wants here the convenience, and that is nothing but the ease of use. Okay, so user, it will what ease of use and good performance, it is performed by the operating system. Then it don't care about the resource utilization. So basically the shared computer such as mainframe computer or mini computer must keep all the users happy. So basically users of the dedicated system such as workstation have dedicated resources, but frequently the use shared resources from the servers. So handheld computers are resource poor, then optimized for the usability and for the battery life. So some computers have little and no user interface such as the embedded computers in the devices and the automobiles. Okay. नेक्स्ट वन दॅट इज ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टीम डेफिनेशन. ठीक आहे, सो ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टीमची डेफिनेशन आपल्याला बघायची आहे. तर सिम्पल डेफिनेशन आपल्याला माहीतच आहे की ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टीम काय इंटरफेस आहे कशामधला का युजर आणि मशीन मधला. ठीक आहे, सो ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टीम इज इट मॅनेजेस ऑल द रिसोर्सेस. ठीक आहे, ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टीम इट मॅनेजेस ऑल द रिसोर्सेस. इट डिसाइड्स बिटवीन द conflicting request for the efficient and the fair resource use. Okay, so operating system is a control program. ठीक है, operating system it is a control program. It controls the execution of the program to prevent the errors and the improper use of the computer. So next one it is that ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टीम डेफिनेशन. ठीक है, ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टीम डेफिनेशन इट गिव्स दैट everything a vendor ships when you order an operating system, which is a good approximation. So the one program running at all times on the computer is called as the kernel. So kernel it is known as the heart of the operating system. So everything else is either a system program and the application program. ठीक है, so here computer startup. ठीक है, bootstrap program it is loaded at the power off or reboot. ठीक है, so basically typically stored in the ROM or EEPROM, generally known as the firmware. So it initializes the all the aspects of the system. So it loads the operating system kernel and starts the execution. ठीक है, so next one it is the computer system organization. So basically computer system operations are nothing but one or more CPUs, device controllers connects through the common bus providing access to the shared memory. Okay, so concurrent execution of the CPUs and the devices competing for the memory cycles are given. So here CPU, then disk controller, then USB controller, then graphics adapter. All these devices are connected to the centrally located that is called as the memory. Okay, so disk, mouse, keyboard, printer and monitor. Okay, so CPU, disk controller, USB controller, graphics adapter and memory. So all these are belongs to what? This contains the different hardware. Okay, next one it is the computer system operation. So basically IO devices and the CPU can execute the concurrently. Okay, each device controller is in charge of the particular device type. So here each device controller has a local buffer. The CPU moves the data from or to main memory and from or to the local buffer. So IO is the from the device to the local buffer and the controller. So device controller informs CPU that it has finished its operation by causing its an interrupt. Okay. So common functions of the interrupts are given. Interrupts transfer. Interrupts are nothing but they transfer the control to interrupt the service routine generally. So through the interrupt vector which contains the addresses of all the service routines. Okay, so interrupt architecture must save the address of the interrupt instructions. Here a trap or an exception, it is a software generated interrupt. Okay, trap or exception it is a software generated interrupt which caused either by an error or a user request. So here operating system it is a nothing but the it is a interrupt driven. Okay, operating system it is nothing but it is a interrupt driven. So how the interrupts could be handled. Okay, so the operating system preserves the state of the CPU by storing the register and the program counter. So it determines which type of the interrupts has occurs, that is polling and vector interrupt system. Okay, so separate segments of the code determine what action should be taken for each type of the इंटरप्ट. म्हणजे कुठली ॲक्शन तुम्ही प्रत्येक इंटरप्टसाठी घेतली पाहिजे दॅट डिसाइड्स द ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टीम. मग हे इंटरप्ट टाईमलाईन इट इज गिवन. ठीक आहे, सो हिअर सी पी यू अँड आय ओ डिव्हायसेस आर गिवन. ठीक आहे, सी पी यूमध्ये काय आहे बघा, युजर प्रोसेस एक्झिक्युटिंग. ठीक आहे, सो युजरच्या कोणत्या प्रोसेसेस एक्झिक्यूट होत आहे दॅट इज शोन बाय युझिंग दिस डायग्राम. ठीक आहे, नेक्स्ट वन इट इज द IO interrupt processing, then idle transforming. So here IO request, then transfer done, IO request transfer done. The alternating cycle is given over here. So IO structure. ठीक आहे, IO structure it is given. So after IO starts, control returns to the user program only upon IO completion. So here wait instruction idles the CPU until the next interrupt. Here wait loop, it contention of the memory access. At most one IO request is outstanding at the time. No simultaneous IO processing is given. So after IO starts, the control returns to the user programs without waiting the IO completion. So here system call and device status tables are given. Okay, so system calls are nothing but they request to the operating system to allow the user to wait for the IO completion. Second one it is the device status table. Okay, the device status table मध्ये काय it contains the entry for each IO device indicating its type, address and state. So operating system indexes into the IO device table to determine which device status and to modify the table entry to include the interrupt. Now next one it is the storage definition and notation view. ठीक आहे, so storage definition मध्ये बघा काय दिलेलं आहे, the basic unit of the computer storage it is a bit. ठीक आहे, bit it is a single unit of a memory. So a bit can contain one of the two values, either 0 and 1, or all other storage in the computer is based on the collection of the bits. So given in a bit it is amazing how many things a computer can represent. So byte, byte it is nothing but the collection of the group of the 8 bits. Okay, on the most of the computer it is the smallest convenient chunk of the storage. So for example, most computers don't have an instructions, okay, to move a bit but do not have one to move a byte. So a less common term is a word, okay, which is a given computer architecture native unit of a data. So word it is made up of a, a word it is made up of a one or more bytes. So for example, a computer that has 64 registers and 64-bit memory addressing typically. So basically computer storage along with the most of the computer throughput, it is generally measured and manipulated in terms of the bytes and the collection of the bytes. So 1 kilobytes is equal to 1024 bytes, then megabytes that is MB 1024 bytes, then gigabyte GB, then terabytes, petabytes, etc. Okay, so computer manufacturers often round up these numbers and say that a megabyte it is a 1 million bytes and gigabyte it is a 1 billion bytes. So networking measurements are an exception to this general rule. So they are given in the bits because network moves the data a bit at a time. Okay, so storage structure, basically this is given the storage structure. Okay, so main memory, only large storage media that the CPU can access directly, that is consists the random access and the typically volatile. So basically volatile and non volatile, these are the types of the memories. So secondary storage extension of the main memory that provides the large non-volatile storage capacity. So basically hard disk. Hard disk it is nothing but the rigid metal or the glass platters covers with the magnetic recording material. So disk surfaces is logically divided into the tracks and the sectors. So basically hard disk it is a major what you can say that hard disk drive it is a major storage type. Okay, so the disk controller determines the logical interaction between the device and the computer. So solid state disk, so it is faster than the hard disk, then non-volatile, then various technology becoming the more popular. Next one it is the storage hierarchy. So storage hierarchy it consists nothing but the storage system organized into the hierarchy that are speed, cost and volatility. So coaching, okay, basically coaching it is copying the information into the faster storage system, that is main memory can be viewed as a cache memory for the secondary storage, then device driver for each device controller to manage The IO provides a uniform interface between the controller and the kernel. So storage device hierarchy it is given, in which the register are at the top and the magnetic tapes are at the bottom. So register, cache, main memory, solid state disk, then hard disk, then optical disk and magnetic tapes. Okay, these are the storage device hierarchy given. Then caching, okay, caching, important principle performed at many levels in the computer are nothing but the hardware, operating system and software. So information in use copied from slower to faster storage temporarily. So faster storage it consists the cache check first to determine if the information is there. So if it is the information used directly from the cache, that is fast. If not, the data is copied into the cache and used there. So cache is smaller than the storage being cached. So cache management important design problem, cache size and replacement policies. Okay. So direct memory access structure. Okay. Next one it is the direct memory access structure. So use of high speed and IO devices able to transmit the information at close to the memory speed. So device controller transfers the block of the data from the buffer storage directly to the main memory without CPU intervention. So only one interrupt is generated as per the block rather than one interrupt per byte. Okay. How modern the computer system works. So here the thread of execution. Okay, it is given, then IO request, then data, then this is the interrupt, okay, device, then DMA, instructions and data memory, okay. This is a von Neumann architecture given, instruction exception cycle, then data movement, okay. So computer system architecture. So basically most system use a single general purpose processor. The most system have a special purpose processor as well. So multi-processor system growing in a use and importance, also known as the parallel system, tightly coupled system. So the advantages it includes the increased throughput. Throughput means work done by the CPU. Then economy of scale. Then increased reliability. So there are two types, that is asymmetric multiprocessing आणि सिमेट्रिक मल्टीप्रोसेसिंग. तर असिमेट्रिक मध्ये काय असतं बघा, इच प्रोसेसर इज असाइंड टू अ स्पेशल टास्क. ठीक आहे. त्याच्यानंतर इच प्रोसेसर परफॉर्म्स ऑल द टास्क. ठीक आहे. सो बेसिकली सिमेट्रिक मल्टीप्रोसेसिंग आर्किटेक्चर, CPU 0, CPU 1 and CPU 2. So it contains what? Register cache, register cache, and below to that the memory it is given. Okay, so multi chip and multi core. So system containing all the chips, chassis containing the multiple separate systems. So here CPU core 0 and CPU core 1 it is given. So registers, then cache, register, cache and memory. Okay. So here next one it is the clustered system. Basically multi-processor system but multiple system working together. So usually sharing the storage via a storage area network, SAN. Okay. SAN it is the storage area network. So it provides a high availability service which survives the failures. Asymmetric clustering has one machine which is hot standby mode. Symmetric clustering has the multiple nodes running applications monitoring each other. So some clusters are for the high performance computing, that is HPC. Applications must be written to use the parallelization. So some have the distributed lock manager, that is DLM, to avoid the conflicting operations. Clustered system. This is a clustered system. Here computer interconnects with the computer interconnects with the computer storage area network. Okay. So basically operating system structure it is given multi-programming, then this is a batch system then needed for the efficiency. Okay. Multi-programming batch system needed for the efficiency. Then second one it is the single user cannot keep the CPU and the IO devices busy at all time. ठीक आहे. म्हणजे जो सिंगल यूजर आहे, ठीक आहे, सो सिंगल यूजर जो आहे तो CPU आणि IO डिव्हाइसेसला ऑल टाइम बिझी नाही ठेवू शकत. सो मल्टी प्रोग्रामिंग ऑर्गनायझेस द जॉब. So the CPU always has one to execute. A subset of total jobs in the system is kept in the memory. One job selected and run via the job scheduling. So when it has to wait, operating system switches to another job. Then next one it is a time sharing. Time sharing मध्ये बघा काय, it is a logical extension. ठीक आहे. टाइम शेअरिंग म्हणजेच काय तर लॉजिकल एक्सटेन्शन आहे, इट इज अ मल्टीटास्किंग. ठीक आहे. सो टाइम शेअरिंग इट इज अ लॉजिकल एक्सटेन्शन इन विच द CPU switches the job frequently that the users can interact with the each job while it is in running state. So creating the interactive computing response time should be less than 1 second. Then each user has at least one program executing in the memory called as the process. So if the several jobs ready to run at the same time CPU scheduling is there. ठीक है. If the processes don't fit in the memory, swapping moves them in and out to run. Then virtual memory allows the execution of the processes not completely in the memory. So basically this is the operating system. Operating system मध्ये बघा काय आहे, number of jobs आहे. तर job 1 आहे, job 2 आहे, job 3 आहे आणि job 4 आहे. ठीक आहे. So these are the number of jobs which are going to be in execution state. नेक्स्ट इट इज इंटरप्ट ड्रिवन. तर इंटरप्ट कोणकोणत्या टाईप्सचे असतात तर हार्डवेअर इंटरप्ट आणि सॉफ्टवेअर इंटरप्ट. ठीक आहे. तर हार्डवेअर इंटरप्ट इट इज वन ऑफ द डिव्हाइसेस. देन सॉफ्टवेअर इंटरप्ट मध्ये काय असतं एक्सेप्शन ऑर ट्रॅप. सो सॉफ्टवेअर एरर रिक्वेस्ट फॉर द ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टम सर्व्हिस. देन other process problem it includes the infinite loops then process modifying each other by the operating system. So dual mode operating system म्हणजे काय का it allows the operating system to protect itself and other system components. मग त्याच्यामध्ये बघा युजर मोड असतो आणि कर्नेल मोड असतो. तर मग युजर मोड आणि कर्नेल मोड. सो मोड बीट प्रोव्हाइड्स by the hardware, so provides the ability to distinguish when the system is running in user mode and kernel mode. ठीक है. So basically some instruction designated as privilege only executable in the kernel mode. System call changes the mode to kernel and return from the call reset it to the user. त्याच्यानंतर increasingly CPU supports the multi mode operation. त्याच्यामध्ये virtual machine manager असतो फॉर द गेस्ट VMs. ठीक आहे. त्याच्यानंतर बघा दिस इज अ ट्रान्झिशन फ्रॉम युजर टू कर्नेल मोड. त्याच्यानंतर टायमर टू प्रिव्हेंट द इनफायनाइट लूप ऑर प्रोसेसेस हॉगिंग टू द विच आर sticking to the resources. So timer it is a set to the interrupt. ठीक है. A timer it is set to interrupt computer after some time period. Then it keeps the counter that is decremented by the physical clock. ठीक है. Next one it is the operating system sets the counter. So when the counter is 0 then 0 generate an interrupt set up before the scheduling process to regain the control or terminates the program that exceeds allotted time. So here in this diagram kernel and user threads are given. So kernel it consists the execute system calls. ठीक है. Next one it is the user process executing and call system call return from the system calls. ठीक है. So next it is process management. So basically process management it is nothing but the execution of the active entities. ठीक है. Program it is a passive entity but it process it is a active entity. Process it is program under execution state. मग प्रोसेसला काय आहे रिसोर्सेस रिक्वायर्ड असतात कोणते तर CPU मेमरी IO फाइल्स इनिशियलायझेशन. ठीक आहे. त्याच्यानंतर बघा काय आहे मल्टी थ्रेडेड प्रोसेसर हॅज वन प्रोग्राम काउंटर पर थ्रेड. ठीक आहे. प्रोसेस मॅनेजमेंट ऍक्टिव्हिटीज मध्ये काय क्रिएट प्रोसेस डिलीट प्रोसेस सस्पेंड प्रोसेस रेझ्युमिंग प्रोसेस प्रोव्हाइडिंग द मेकॅनिझम फॉर द प्रोसेस सिंक्रोनायझेशन देन प्रोव्हाइडिंग द मेकॅनिझम फॉर प्रोसेस कम्युनिकेशन देन प्रोव्हाइडिंग द मेकॅनिझम फॉर डेडलॉक हँडलिंग. ठीक आहे. त्याच्यानंतर मेमरी मॅनेजमेंट येतं. मेमरी मॅनेजमेंट मध्ये बघा काय असतं टू एक्झिक्यूट अ प्रोग्राम ऑल. ठीक आहे. म्हणजे तुम्हाला काय करावं लागतं प्रोग्राम एक तर पूर्ण एक्झिक्यूट करावा लागतो. त्याच्यानंतर ऑल पार्ट ऑफ द डेटा दॅट इज नीडेड बाय द प्रोग्राम. ठीक आहे. त्याच्यानंतर मेमरी मॅनेजमेंट इट डिटरमाइन्स what is in the memory and when. ठीक है. Optimizing the CPU utilization and the computer response to the user. Memory management activities it keeps the track of which parts of the memory are currently being used, then deciding the features deciding which processes and the data move into and out of the memory. So allocating and deallocating the memory space as needed. Then storage management operating system uniforms logical view of the information storage. त्याच्यानंतर फाइल सिस्टीम मॅनेजमेंट येतो. फाइल्स युजली ऑर्गनाइज इंटू द डिरेक्टरीज. ठीक आहे. फाइल्स कशामध्ये ऑर्गनाइज केल्या जातात तर डिरेक्टरीज मध्ये. सो ऍक्सेस कंट्रोल्स अँड मोस्ट सिस्टीम टू डिटरमाइन हू कॅन ऍक्सेस दॅट. Operating system activities include the creating and deleting the files and the directories. So primitive and to manipulate the files and the directory, mapping of the files onto the secondary storage, backup the files onto the stables. Okay, then this is the mass storage management. So usually disk used to store the data that does not fit them into the main memory. Then proper management is of the central importance. Then entire speed of the computer operation. So operating system activities, that is free, it consists the free space management, then storage allocation and disk scheduling. So some storage needs to be fast. So tertiary storage then still must be managed then by the operating system or the application and varies between the worm. Okay, worm are nothing but what? Write once then read many times. Okay, this is called as a worm read write RW. So performance versus the storage level. ठीक है, movement between the levels of the storage hierarchy, it is given by this diagram.